Hey guys, this is Techno-Tek Studio. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this electro sphere kind of core thing. And this is based on my old video, which was how to create a lava sphere, just like you can see. And I got a lot of views and likes on this, so I decided to make a different version, though using, the same effects and a couple of other cool things I want to show you guys. So obviously this video is on the new channel, Techno-Tek Studio. I had a couple of problems with my old channel, Megasoft Pro, so that's why I moved to the new one, and I moved my old videos to my new channel. So before we get started, I just want to mention that we're going to be using the effect called Saber. This is a 3D plugin. Go ahead and download that. I will leave a link down in the description for that. So let's check out a preview. Okay guys, that was pretty cool. I'm sorry I didn't really have sound effects for this, preview, but I didn't really have any time to, search for effects. Anyways, go ahead and create a new composition, and we're going to call this intro. Make sure it's 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and keep it at 10 seconds with a black background. Click OK. And if you don't have effects and presets here, just go to Window, Add Effects and Presets. Okay, so let's create a new solid. Now we're going to start with our Saber effect. So let's just name this Saber. Keep it at any color, it's going to change anyways. And let's search for Saber. Drop that in. And keep the alpha mode on Enable All Masks. And go ahead and turn on the title action safe. Just like that. We're just going to be turning it on for just a second. And go right here to the Ellipse tool. Hold and click. And you can see the Ellipse tool, and go to the exact middle right here, and just click on here. Okay, the exact middle, and on your keyboard hit Control Shift Alt, all of them at the same time, and you can make a perfect circle. So we're just gonna make this around. That's pretty good. And go to the Customize Core Type to Layer Masks. And as you can see, we have something like this. And go on the mask and keep it on None. Open the mask, and we're just going to feather it down 15 pixels. Okay, that's pretty good. Now go to the preset, and we're going to select Firestorm. As you can see, that looks pretty cool. Just change the color to something like a soft blue. We don't want it too blue, so we just want it like a whitish blue. I don't know, something like here. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, if you scroll down just a bit, we're about done here. Okay, go to the start offset, and if you turn that up, you can see what's happening. So it's starting from that position right here. It's starting and it's going. Anyways, we're just going to put a keyframe right there. Click on the time watch to create a keyframe. Click U on your keyboard to preview the keyframe we just created. And move about 3 seconds and make this 0. So now we have something, like this. Hold on. The problem with this plugin Saber, it uses a lot, of your laptop. It uses a lot of the processing speed and stuff. Okay, so we're just going to turn off our title action safe, so it looks a bit better. And I'm going to close Saber. Go ahead and add a new adjustment layer. Let's just keep Saber at screen. And in your adjustment layer, we're just going to call this radial, and we're going to search for CC radial scale white. Drop that in. And what this basically does, if we play around with the completion here, reverse transaction, you get this kind of effect, and that looks pretty cool. So if we can center this, Okay, that looks pretty nice. It doesn't really matter. So you get the idea of how this plugin works. Okay, so let's go to the beginning and hold on a second. Okay, so keep this at 0, go to the beginning, add a keyframe, click U on your keyboard to view up the keyframes, and go to about 3 seconds and make this about 60, 69 maybe? Oh no, wait, that's too much. Hold on. Yeah, 60 is good. 62. Determining on how big your circle is. Right there should be good. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we want it to be looking like a, like a core and stuff. So we're gonna add a radial blur. Drop that in. As you can see, it gives us this kind of look and it looks pretty cool. So we're just gonna go to the amount and click 7. And that looks pretty cool. We don't want to pump it up too much or else, it won't look that good. If you want, if you have a, like a fast computer, you can just put this on high. It'll give you a better result. And let's go ahead and add a glow as well. Keep the glow in between the radial blur and the CC radial scale white. Just gonna make this 100 and the threshold to about 90 or so. So if we turn that off, you can see, it makes a little difference. Okay, so go ahead and duplicate this radial. And we're going to keep the first one on screen, the second one, and go ahead and delete glow and delete radial blur. Okay, now we want a bit more distortion, just like a distortion. I'm just going to show you how that is. If we add fractional noise, I'm sorry guys, and blending mode to overlay, we switch the blending mode to overlay, and we invert that, and the noise type to spline, we can see how it now gives us more, distortion, and it gives us, a really cool effect. And, put the opacity at about 80%. We don't want it too much, or even lesser. Okay, and go to the evolution, hold Alt on your keyboard and click on the time watch right here. And you can see it opens up an expression right here. And we're just gonna type wiggle, open parentheses, and put 25, comma, 200, period, close parentheses. You can see how that looks. And what this basically does is just gives us random numbers from 25 to 200. As you can see here, the numbers are just changing randomly, which gives us a really nice look. Okay, that looks, so it's gonna look something like this. We're just going to change in the radial tool. We're going to open CC radial scale wipe, hit U on your keyboard, and we're going to just switch this keyframe with this keyframe. So we're just going to move this one here, move this one to the beginning, this one right here. So we just switch the keyframes and click, click both on the both keyframes and click on the graphic editor right here. We're going to easy ease both of them to get, like a nice look. And hit easy ease. And you can see these yellow things. We're just going to customize them a bit. And what this basically does, it gives it a really nice look. Okay, now go ahead and turn off reverse transition. And we're going to create a new text layer. We're going to call this TTK for Techno-Tek. You can call this whatever you want. So and try to, put it in the exact middle. Okay. That looks pretty good. Go to the beginning, and let's just put this in the last, and go to Saber, and copy Saber. And before we paste it here, we're just going to add an effect called for color gradient. Okay, now paste in Saber. We're not going to do anything with for color gradient. Okay, once you paste in Saber, go ahead to put core type on text layer and text layer on TTK. And we're not going to be changing. Okay, go ahead to the preset and put meteor, which is right here. And if we check a preview, as you can see, go ahead and change the color somewhere right here. And go to the glow intensity and put that about 45. Okay, that looks pretty cool. And maybe you can play around with the intensity a bit. It's really, you can really experiment with this. So you can create a lot of other cool things. So that's the key feature here. So go ahead and close Saber. And now we're going to create our flare. So go ahead, right click, new, solid. We're going to add a flare. And go ahead and search flare, optical flares, and go ahead to options. Okay, go ahead to preset browser. I'm sorry this is very small, but we're not going to be doing much here anyways. So go to the folder natural flares and go ahead and scroll down and go to rim light. That's right here, rim light. And go on the second glow and click hide. So this one right here, we want to hide it, as you can see, and go ahead and click OK. And go to the flare and from normal to screen. So we can now get a preview. Let's move it over here so we can see it better. Let's change the color to a soft blue. Okay, that looks pretty good. And let's just put this up right here. Go to the beginning, animate the position, go to about 3 seconds or so, and move the position right here. That looks pretty good. And, put the brightness to about 110. Looks a bit better that way. Okay, that's pretty good. And now we're pretty much done with the, the most important features and stuff. Now we're going to move on to the details and stuff. And we're just going to put a couple of other things. Now, normally in a core or an arc reactor or something like this, you could see electrical waves and stuff. So the way we're going to add that is go ahead and right click and put a new adjustment layer. Let's put it under Saber. And we're going to name this water. Just name it whatever you want. And go ahead and add radio waves. Pop that in. And toggle the switches and click on this black and white thing so, we can see. Okay. And go ahead and add Mr. Mercury. We're just going to solo this layer. And as you can see, it just makes cool water effects. And go to the gravity, make that 0.3, the velocity, pump that up a bit, and birth rate, same thing. And if you go to the frequency on the radio waves, put that 0.2, or maybe a bit more, just like that. 0.5 is good. Okay, that's pretty good. And go ahead and change the color to a light blue. Okay, if we want to solo that, we can check out a preview. And we're going to put it around 3 seconds, you know, so it starts just like that. I'm sorry, the quality is not that good. Go ahead and duplicate this once more. Maybe you can change just a bit. And go ahead to this one and change the radius. We just want it to be different from the original water, so just change a bit of that. Maybe the direction. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now to our final step. Go ahead and create a new adjustment layer. And let's just put it under the flare. And type in ripple, which gives it a really cool effect. I'm just going to show you that. And if you zoom in and we play around with the radius, we can see, you know, you can get a cool effect here. As you can see, if we turn it down, see that that's the difference. And it looks pretty cool. So let's just put this on 0. And we're going to move somewhere right here. Add a keyframe. Click U on your keyboard. Oh, and we're just going to rename this to ripple. I forgot that. Okay, good. And we just added a keyframe. Move to about here somewhere. And let's hit about 44 or more a bit. Oh, that's too much. You know, you can play around with this to see how it matches yours. And go ahead and move to 5 seconds and get that to 0. Click on the last keyframe and click F9. For some reason, F9 stopped the recording. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, now we're pretty much done here. So as you can see, this looks really kind of grayish color. You can change the colors, you know, just go to the text and jump over to the Saber. You know, I know it looks kind of grayish, but you know, you could change the colors to anything you want. Make him look like a fire look or something. As you can see, that's blue, or maybe that's a bit too blue. So that's pretty much it, and you can change the flare. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This took a lot of time, you know, working on, and I have a lot of projects coming soon, but I have work, and I just finished exams about a couple of days ago. That's why this video is kind of late. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please leave a comment and tell me how you like my work. I mean, what should I do? Should I make more videos? You know, I don't know. And I'm working on this really cool small project about making a core. I don't know. This took me about 2 to 3 minutes making. Do you guys want me to make a video on it? I'll make one. Doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much it, guys. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about my videos, my voice, or anything. I don't know. I'm new to YouTube, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is Techno-Tek Studio. See you guys next time.